same day, E85.
We got our back-to-back runs up on there. We got our before. We got our blue line, which is our pump gas with some additive to it. And then we got our green line, which is our E85. This is our first 750 back in for a refresh. This thing's been out in the world for, I think, 4 years now. Since 2017, 18? 17 or 18, I think is when we did this one. We ceramic coated this motor. There was 0 porting done to it. It through a chain, took out the water pump and the clutch input. Was the reason for the build in the first place. And while we were in there, I was ceramic coating the first turbo motor back then, and had some extra coating, and
So we ceramic coated this back in 2017 or 18, can't remember which. It was the first or second motor that we coated.
I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't want to go to work because my boss is a jerk and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life because I don't feel alive and there's nothing that makes me happy.
So we need to swap cases, and while we were swapping cases, it already had a full tune with an ignition module and secondary fuel module and power commander, so before we were last tuning bikes, or at least here we were. Yep, I like power commander. I still like power commander, but latching has gotten way better since then. I believe a rod bearing is going out on it. Lots of racing, lots of winning, especially on unsuspecting street engines. It's beating thousands, it's beating boosters, it's beating all sorts of stuff. But fortunately, the rider knows how to ride. Or the previous owner knew how to ride. It's the second owner now.
And this is my game to play to claim a brand new name. Oh, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun?
Then we're going to do our oversized valve package and port this head, because it was not ported then.
I guess I look here, look there,
that was originally part of the plan, but
I gotta make it in this life. Whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night. Oh, and we all got dreams.
Let's see what the conditions are of it. Get it all the way apart.
How you gonna move for what you gonna be?
And make some more horsepower. When we dialed it back then, it made 133 horsepower on a inexpensive Cat Eliminator exhaust with an M4 pipe welded onto it. Here they are back to back. First ones they ever made. Hence the E1 marked on the side. Yeah, this one came out of a motor with some heat. Not out of the motor we're building. But dang, that's definitely way more sturdy. Ain't gonna bend that bitch. Nuh-uh. I made, I believe, 62 foot-pounds of torque, or thereabouts, but 133 horsepower with a Shinko tire on the back. Shinko tires usually account for a couple horse, so, you know, add a couple ponies to that number, add another foot-pound of torque, and that's probably close to an accurate number. But fortunately, I can pull up that old graph, overlay it with the new stuff, and take care of it right away. Alright, so we got all the valves out the head. Sorry I didn't include that in the video. Family didn't want me recording. After the piston hit the head, ceramic's still sticking to it. That's insane. But I forgot that this is a unicorn head. There's no coarse shift. Everything fits nice, so porting this is going to be a breeze. So it's cleaned up as much as degreaser, really nasty oven degreaser, will do in a toothbrush. Ceramic's still on every cylinder. Completely unmodified versus, I'd say, 80% done. So then we got another comparison of 80% done versus
never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top. Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bro. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bro, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bro. Never stop, don't get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. You know I'm always honest. There ain't no way I'm ever stopping. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. I'm always hurting with pain. She like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside. You see, hate themselves in society, so I let them speak quietly while my actions speak wider. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen. Oh, the irony to hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety. We make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can never say never. And turn your mind into the truest to go-getters. Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. You know I'm always honest. There ain't no way I'm ever stopping. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
Oh, might have to change that one set up a little bit. I wanted to make that.
Alright, I had to start it over to get it to refocus. Now I can see all the angles. Now we're going to rinse and repeat.
Here's one of the pistons done with the same coating. Once it's ran in the motor, if you go in there and look with the camera, you can't even tell that it's there. New custom valves they're making for us. 24 millimeters. Beautiful, beautiful valves. Thank you, Vance & Hines, for that. Titanium. Absolutely awesome. Now I can put them all back in and check them all. You can see the difference in our two coatings. This is our titanium valve. This is our stainless Methanol mix. Both made by the same guys. Both of them. These customs are way more. And this is our previous style ceramic coating. This is what we will be doing going forward. Absolutely awesome stuff. This valve does weigh considerably more, but if you're going to be using nitrous, this is definitely more.
Put some wrapping compound on this baby. Cannot lap the titanium valves to mess up the coating on them. Those don't stay in there. You can see where the margin is on it. But the camera doesn't want to freaking focus.
The new Gsxr750 pistons with gray ceramic coat. Alright, we got a bunch of Gsxr750 parts out here on the table, and we're going to measure the difference in weights because we have everything that we need for the turbo build. So first let's go with the wrist pin. We've got a 53 gram wrist pin versus what normally comes out of the motor at 37 grams. Yeah, that's heavy. We're trying to make it stronger. Piston wise, we have a ceramic coated piston that is going to go in the next NA build. 144 grams compared to the turbo piston, 180 grams. And then a lightened NA piston, save 4 grams out of that. On the rods, we got 312 versus 309. Not a huge difference on the rods, but this is a way stouter rod than this cast rod. So that's our weight difference. We are now going to assemble these pistons and rods and get them ready to go on in the motor. Do some test fitting, make sure our valves and all that clear, and then we'll put them back in again. That oil will clear out. Yeah, she's a bit of a mess. First part, still got some oil in the cylinder. Hey, she's popping. No coolant indicated. There's the carbon. Got some oil to clean up. caveat, that is a Shinko on the back of it. And yeah, we didn't strap it down. Now I'm gonna swap out that tire and show you guys how much of a difference the tire makes. Because Shinko's ceramic coated motor versus ceramic coated motor. Had to pull up very old graphs in order to get that on there, because we had this bike on the Dyno 5 years ago. And, we had 128 back then on the same style of tires, same gearing. I did bump the rev limit just a little bit, and now we're making 137. We probably saw 140 on the video. Chain's a little slappy, probably need some lube, but dear Lord, that's a big gain. It's let's see, 30, 24, 36. That's 12 horsepower. And that's on pump gas. Ignition timing is laid back a decent amount on this setup. We made a tiny bit more torque before, though. That's interesting to note. Weather's almost the same as that day. We got the before, which is the pink. That was when we did it just ceramic coat. And then we got red, which is the best of the gasoline. And then we got purple, which is the best of E85 so far. Don't know whether we're going to use methanol in this thing yet, but 62 foot-pounds of torque is kind of what I was shooting for. Horsepower is a little bit shy, thanks to that stockish exhaust on there. Stock headers pipe after that. It is a little bit restrictive up at the top. I did 20% throttle, 40% throttle, 60, and the air fuels on those are all nice and clean. Yeah, Carbon's back running. She is one bad motherfucker. It's modified stock exhaust, so it's a stock header cut off and then an M4 slip-on, which is proving to be about 7 horsepower restricted.
That's 1.3 seconds for 50 to 150 on this bad boy. So I'm comparing a stock 2015 that I tuned quite some time ago versus a highly modified 750. This one's not putting down quite the horsepower numbers that I'd like to see because of stock starting point 9.1 seconds, finish point 18.58, so 18.6, built motor starting point 1.38, ending point 9.48. That's 8.1 seconds for the modified, versus 9.4 for the stock.